What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. The sun's out, so obviously that means I'm out. I'm up today at Dick Lover in Bristol, taking out this BMW R 1250R. No messing about, let's get straight onto it. Let's start off then looking at the engine in the 1250R. It is the exact same engine in the GS, so we've got a 1254cc twin cylinder boxer engine, producing 143 newton meters of torque and 136 brake horsepower. I've had my GSA for probably 6 weeks now. I rode up to BMW today, and I can tell you that this engine in the 1250R is punchier. Now I'm going to put that down to the weight difference. GSA weight 268 kilos, this bike 239. So we got 30 kilos less, and I tell you what, you feel it in the wrist. I always say that naked bikes are the most fun you can have on the UK roads, and for that I mean you don't go into triple digits because there's no wind protection, you're getting bossed around, but actually they're good fun, they're light, they're nimble. I regularly say that naked style bikes are some of the best fun you can have on UK roads, and this bike certainly isn't letting that statement down. I'm comfortable, I'm 6'1", 115 kilos, and I'm in a really nice stable position. The handlebars aren't too far forward, and they're just a little bit forward, so there's a little bit of lean, but it's a nice comfortable lean, so I'm not upright like I am on the GSA, and I'm not all the way down on my wrist like I will be on the RR. The hip, knees and peg situation is a really nice triangle. There's no pressure on my knees, it's not too much of a tight angle. The pegs aren't underneath my bum. Overall, really comfortable riding position. Having a look at a few different colour options available for this bike, I have got the Sports, which is the BMW red, white and blue, which I think it looks absolutely fantastic. You can also get triple black, or you're going to get the grey, I think it's like the ice grey. Me personally, all day long, red, white and blue. Same as when I got my GSA, I think it's the best colour. Also, it looks best in photos. It's a problem with black bikes, they don't photo well. The base model is going to set you back £12,330, and I've absolutely no doubt BMW do across most of their bikes that the extra colour options are going to cost you a couple £100 extra. I will put those prices up on the screen now just to show you the difference between the colours, but no matter what, the Sport gets my vote. I've already alluded that this bike is really comfortable to ride, but how many miles are you going to get a tank? Can you ride all day? The answer is going to be pretty much yes. The tank is nicely shaped to your legs, no parts to dig it in, so that's nice. Talk about the tank, it does have 18 litres, and you are going to get around 160 miles per tank, so plenty of miles. When I say my Aprilia Tuono 1100, I used to get 85 to 95 miles on that thing before the light used to come on, so showing 160 miles on this type of bike's nice to see. You can tell summer is almost here, the sky is almost solid blue, and I'm wearing my mesh jacket. 14 degrees. Can we keep this up? A little bit warmer please, but keep this up. I'm fed up of having rain. The 1250R has clearly taken a lot of its tech and the handlebars etc from the GS, so we've got the same screen, same handlebars, same jog dials. This 1250R has got 4 rider modes. We've got dynamic, eco, rain and road, and to cycle through those, all you're going to do, there's a mode button on the right hand side, keep pushing it till you get to the one you want and come off a throttle. Nice and simple. Managed to pull over so we can have a little walk around of this bike, have a look at some of the extra features, and obviously do a sound test. Like I said, traditional BMW red, white and blue colours, and I think this is definitely the best colour option for it. It's got that huge boxer engine sticking out either side, and I can confirm you do hit your shins if you don't think about where you're putting your foot down. Just something to be mindful of.
We do have LEDs all round, and I think the front of this, it just looks premium. I just really like the style of the LED in the headlight. Again, looking at the rear, you can tell BMW have taken their time when designing this bike. 'Cause it's nice, it's sleek, it's tucked away. Sticking with the rear then, we do have these stock grab handles. Also got some luggage rack system already installed. You can see down here we have got a shaft drive, so there's no chain maintenance. Nice little touch, especially if you're doing any long distance riding. Up under the seat, you've got the heated seat button for the rider and the passenger. We do have Brembo's front and rear, and they are really strong, so it's nice to see. And finally, a sound test before we get back on the road.
Before we jump back on, just so you know, you can get a seat cowl for this, just to finish off the look if you aren't ever going to take a passenger. It's worth doing, I normally do. Okay, so remember, I'm 6'1". This bike has a seat height of 820mm. I do have both feet flat on the floor. If you are taller than me and you want a higher seat, you can get the sport seat. That's going to take you up to 840mm. But if you're the opposite and you want to go lower, the low seat option for this seat is 760mm. Now that's pretty low. That's definitely something that Zoe could handle. She normally sits around the 820. It's kind of where her comfortableness, is that even a word? Where she's comfortable jumping on a bike. She's 5'5", reference. Oh, let's get back. Let's get back out there. This bike does have phone connectivity, so you need to download the BMW Rider app, connect it to the bike, and then you'll get turn-by-turn navigation. Nice little touch. As you can see, this does have the BMW cradle on, so if you want to get the sat nav, you can put it in there, or you can get a converter. Go on AliExpress, they do them on there. So it's a converter, wireless converter. You plug into the original BMW cradle, and then you've got a phone holder with wireless charging. Just like the S1000R, this bike does have a USB charger, but it's in the boot, I believe. I can't see up front. Kind of pointless, but like I said, if you get the phone adapter for this, you can charge your phone whilst riding, so no problems there. Last few bits on the electronic side then, we do have cruise control on this motorcycle. We do have heated grips and heated seat on this specific bike. And lastly, we've got BMW's emergency call button on the right hand side, the big SOS down there. Basically, if you have a crash, it will let people know where you are. Or if you do drop the bike, say if you're on a GS and you're off-road and you drop it, lift that little flap up, push the button, and it will cancel the notification. I think I've covered off nearly everything I can think of for this motorcycle, so I'm now going to give you my final thoughts and opinions. I'd like to start off with, would I buy this bike? Yeah, I would. I'm really surprised at how much I've liked this bike, to be honest. I love the engine from the GS, but like I said, I think because of the weight difference, and obviously the different style of riding, or the naked style, like, this engine just feels so much livelier when you're in road and dynamic. And then because of the nice wide handlebars, you can just flick it from side to side. This would be absolutely awesome in the twisties, going up to like the Welsh mountains, things like that. Sunday ride, perfect motorcycle. I really like this electronic suspension setup in this. I've had no issues over the bumps. I like it that you can also change the kind of ride height of it by moving it from minimum to maximum. So if Zoe was to jump on this, you could drop it into minimum, and even if the seat height was a little bit tall for her, that would aid her in riding this bike. I'm going to shut up now, it's going to get too windy. Naked bike, no wind protection, motorway, it's not a good mix. I'll see you at the end of this. A couple of miles there on the motorway, and a couple of things I can tell you. Motorway speeds, there is some vibrations through the foot pegs. My feet are starting to go a little bit numb. Just kind of take them off every now and then, just get a bit of blood flow through them. The wind, as expected, obviously there is no protection like I said before, but it's comfortable air across your body. Like you can go motorway speeds just over, and you're not getting blown away. There's not any weird buffeting on the helmet. So this gets a tick in my box for motorway riding. Also, you can just twist the wrist and get going rapido. I'm a big fan of this bike. Unfortunately, this is only a demo ride, and all demo rides must come to an end. So I would like to say thank you very much for watching this video. If you have liked it or found it useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then you'll see plenty more bikes coming soon. And as always, thank you very much, Dick Lovett in Bristol. This is all their demo fleet. Impressive, I would say. Till the next one, ride safe.